I can't believe we don't have time to talk about NFTs.
Oh no,
That's right. We don't have any more fantasy talk tonight.
Yeah, and I wish we had an hour for ugly, overpriced.
We already covered fantasy.
ugly overpriced cartoons.
See, it's so frustrating to me right now. It's so frustrating because I see the parallels of the iPhone when it came out in 2007.
Right?
Tulips.
And so, don't be a boomer. Don't be a boomer.
I can't help it.
So here's the thing. The problem
I'm booming.
is your reaction right now is it's because you've been exposed to passionately ignorant people who don't understand the full value proposition.
You're with us.
Take that number and add one.
I don't know how anything works.
This sounds like Gary Vaynerchuk.
Like you like no like it reminds me of people in social media in like 2009 and 2010 who went around peddling views, saying that they were an influencer. It's like, just because you get views doesn't mean you're an influencer, right? One doesn't necessarily mean the other. The ability to convert people, like 1 million people who are watching something and not converting. But like NFTs, yeah, some are digital art and everything, but like the value proposition is game changing. It's game changing, and I'm so excited.
The food will tell, and nobody else can have it. And I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. Well,
what do you have? A unicorn with what?
With a poodle tail.
With a poodle tail. Do you bought an NFT?
Yep.
See, everybody's like doing these cash grabs right now with digital art, and it's so frustrating. Like I'll give you a quick kind of like glimpse into my world and what's been going on over the last year or so. It's like NFTs, like when people like try to explain it, like the people who are listening, their eyes will gloss over. Like, Woody, I know you get it from a coding standpoint, right? A non-fungible token is a unique thing, right? But the value proposition goes way deeper than art. It's proof, right? So it can be proof of ownership, like some people are saying with digital art. It can be proof of what I'm looking at is brand loyalty. Proof of stake, proof of, mining, whatever. There's so many different ways to prove, right? So I'll give you an example from some value propositions. I can mint NFTs to coffee club subscribers. Say somebody's been subscribed to us for 6 months or something like that. Every single month, I mint them a token. Okay, cool. I can unlock digital experiences for them. I can mint them or airdrop them coupon codes that are unique to them. There's so many different things that I almost don't want to get into and kind of like reveal the whole roadmap. But it's the value proposition right now is being bastardized by cash grabs, and it's so frustrating to me.
Yesterday, I bought a jacket and like a insulated hoodie type thing, and I had a 40% off coupon. But I was thinking to myself, this coupon sucks. I wish it was unique to me. The value proposition on a 40% coupon that no one else could use.
Here's the thing.
Why is this good? Why do I care? I haven't heard anything you said that has value.
Okay, check this out. Let's use Black Rifle Coffee as an example. Okay. You've been buying coffee from me for 6 months, and the brands look at things like churn rates. Like, how long has somebody subscribed to me before they drop off, and what am I willing to spend to retain them? Typically, there's a lot of middlemen that kind of take money from you, be it Google, be it these third parties who verify, somewhere in there that these people are purchasing coupon codes, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, if I can tie your wallet to purchasing on, our website, after 6 months, instead of giving $200 to all these middlemen, here's $200 I airdrop to you to use in the store. Go ham. Thanks, Woody, for being a valuable customer to us. Or maybe I'll take and I'll, unlock certain experiences like avatars or guns or things like that in the new Call of Duty, because I can prove that you've been a valuable customer to me for 2 years, and I will spend more money on retaining you than what you would get from, you know, some type of BS coupon down the road.
But none of that stuff requires NFTs.
Yeah, it sounds like a gift card thing that you could instead of just going through a middleman, you just do
This
yourself.
is a Subway coupon, like a Subway
No,
frequent flyer card.
no. Because
it's a new way of doing it.
So an NFT being a non-fungible token it's proof, right? So it's non-fungible. Like if I were to give you a coupon, you could go and duplicate that thing or give it out to other people, right?
No, it would be tied to your account. Like the example you gave was you said, "Hey, you buy from me instead of all these middlemen." And now, because you buy from me directly, I'll give you what I would have otherwise paid the middleman and get some loyalty out of you. All right, cool. So that's information that you've tied to my account as I purchased directly off your site.
Sure.
Why are we NFT? This is just frequent flyer miles with more steps.
Yep.
What's the extra step?
The NFT.
No, you get that automatically.
I mean, you're
not having to purchase.
Found a more complicated solution to an old problem.
But you would get.
But there is a process to making the NFT, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, Taylor, how did you implement this?
I don't understand how it works.
No, I would just tie this to your account on my store.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, but that would make it so it was inclusive to my store. By using certain chains, you'll have interoperability with other ecosystems. And that's where so I'll give another example then. Say PKA has their own store, right? I could take and verify that you've been a customer of Black Rifle, and then I could give you a deeper discount on PKA or something like that. Or I could airdrop people a coupon or reward them however, right? So it's like
a QR code.
No, because you wouldn't have to do anything. It would automatically apply that based off of your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't get it.
I think you're going to need 3 or 4 more hours to
explain to me how my coupon works.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
It's gonna be so funny in like a year when we have Richard back on and it's wildly successful. And it's like making huge business changes. Like, I told you guys.
I'm interested in it,
they
but
bought
I'm just
them
not
out.
sold on it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, you definitely keep your eyes in the gaming and merchandise kind of world, because the thing right now, the frustrating thing is there's a lot of people out there who are looking for cash grabs, and they're clinging to the digital art thing and the utility component moving forward, where brands are able to verify brand loyalty, like Nike's, Adidas, and everything else. They're going to provide Kanye, whoever, be it like, hey, you bought 6 sneakers from me, I can verify that you bought them at this point in time. Cool, you're going to get first access to this concert or whatever. There's so many value propositions that
but companies already do that. Like companies, they've done that for decades. So like loyalty programs, and like you can send people checks if you really wanted to. That's really, like, they can spend that money anywhere. The issue that I have with NFTs is that it's not even that the technology or anything. Like I understand the utility of the technology. It's great. You can use it. Like it's a different way of approaching of a solution to a problem. The issue is that they are almost entirely pump and dumps. Like that's all it is right now. Like people are they have this, like, I don't know, it's a monkey smoking or something, and it's just a picture, but only one person can own that monkey smoking picture. And
I agree. Those are total cash grabs to a degree. Yeah.
But that's a feature, not a bug, Like that's exactly what it's meant to do. And there's no method of weeding that out other than just saying, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't do this because we can put these into coupons. Like that doesn't seem like a very good argument to me. Like I would love to get into NFTs because there's a lot of ways that creators can use NFTs. Like, let's say you made your very first video and you made that into an NFT. I bet you someone would pay money for that NFT, like just, an NFT of ownership of your first.
Yeah, maybe
video
we
or
can
something
get into
like that,
some of this stuff offline because I don't want to like completely throw everything out on the internet.
No, but
like,
I'm just saying,
I
like,
think
I'm a
the
little
frequent
skeptical.
flyer thing is kind of there, but it's a little short-sighted because it's centralized when you're doing it that way.
Yeah, it's not exhaustive. It's not.
You have to do it through Delta to get those Delta frequent flyer. But when you're on, like, say,
I kind of see what
Ethereum,
you're saying. It's a frequent flyer miles program, but it's single sign-on ish.
But it's so
you can just
there's
send
so
people
many,
checks and they
you're
just have
you're
cash.
verifying a lot of different types of behavior. So if they're supporting you as a creator, that's verifiable. It's verifying or proving behavior.
I follow.
That specifically with creators is going to go a long way.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, I get it. I'm just like, I just hate the surround, like everything surrounding
the exploitation.
It just seems so scammy.
Oh, it's total. And it's so frustrating when people are copying the code, like quite literally copying the code of other like programs or, products. And then they just change skins here and there. It's
we
so
need to
scummy.
do that and sell the PKA logo with a poodle tail.
Yeah, please do.
Make millions.
Mm-hmm.
Those exploitive. How do they do it? I mean, specifically.
Specifically, how? But where do I find those photos? Which one of those ex-girlfriend porno sites is it on?
If there was an NFT of Kyle being jacked, I mean, that would go for some real money.
I know. I already own it.
I've been saving.
Like ballpark, how many views do you average a month?
Important thing. I own all of Kyle's dick pics.
So I did about 10 million last month.
Okay, and how many subscribers?
About 2 million.
Okay, and then how many? How long have you been doing your channel?
About 5 years.
So, is there any more value to you as a creator to reward those people who have been subscribed to you since year one?
Maybe, but those subscribers also, I mean, it's a revolving door. Whenever you have subscribers, you gain, but then you lose, and then people get, it's not like everybody watches. It's just that some people, they forget they're subscribed to you and they just move on. So
what about people who are active in your community? Like people who have engaged.
Yeah, but there's already things on YouTube, like there's memberships and stuff for YouTube. Like they have that inbuilt. So like I get everything. I'm granting you every single point you're making. I'm not saying any of this is untrue.
Do you have to pay for the YouTube component?
Yeah, you do.
But what if you could verify those people who have been actively engaged since year one? Like, would you be willing to spend more time or communicating or rewarding them in any way, shape, or form? Like meeting up with them, being like, "Hey, dude, thanks for fucking showing up every single week for the last 5 years."
The meetup's gonna be a hard pass for me.
No, even if it's like a chat or something like that.
Yeah, NFT of you. Can I come in?
Yeah,
because I feel like you're able to distill down. You're able to distill down those people in the community who actually really care about you and are curating and creating something more than just a passerby who's like, "Oh, cool video, dude."
Yeah, but then we have memberships and Patreons because those people are actually supporting you by giving you money.
Yep.
So
what I like to do.
But those people are taking a cut. Who's definitely, and Kyle could probably, contest for this. It's like, doing automotive stuff, that's great. Like, but when you do stuff that may not be politically correct, like firearms, when you have a centralized entity like Patreon that says, "Hey, bro, we don't really agree with you doing firearms content."
Oh no, I get that. Yeah.
Like
I've done gun
shift
stuff on my channel. Yeah, it's I know what that's like.
Like taking as many middlemen out and being as in control of your financial and creative destiny, I think that's important.
Cool.
Yep.
Well,
I agree.
Richard, if you were in charge of X, how would you make it better? Better yet, how would you make it more profitable? I think that's his biggest issue.
Yeah. Man, it's funny, man. You are lockstep with me today.
Oh yeah, Vulcan mind melding, huh?
Well,
Y'all gonna be.
I've been
You riding motorcycles anytime soon, Richard?
I've been telling people like the three,
on the
the
back.
three areas of focus for me, at least in the last few years, is first and foremost incentives, inefficiencies, and optimization. That's the three things that I focus on to tackle at a high level and get as granular as I can. And social has been that really big kind of existential crisis for me. And like, again, the manipulation of human neurochemistry to increase watch time on platform. I had hopes for X. I still do, just because the discussion, there's tweaks around certain things. If you're paying for a product, hopefully advertising isn't the mechanism or the incentive that's driving the ecosystem. Value is a subjective thing. So let the users define what that value is, and let their interactions or their muting, their blocking have higher weights than certain people who rage bait and stuff like that. I mean, if you look in the comments on Twitter, you genuinely ask a serious question, or you say something funny and you want your followers to engage with it, then there's 20 random things that have nothing to do with it in the replies. And it's really frustrating. It confuses the user experience and really makes me less sticky with it. So I think that people need to throw away the traditional advertising approach and thinking about, again, watch time on platform and advertising, and think about what is the value to users. Can I tell you about something I've been working on?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is legit. This is a problem I've been trying to attack for the last few years, and really like trying to think about it from a high level. And if you get too high up, you just have to start building stuff to experiment. So one of the first things I'm building is actually for the Warrior Dog Foundation. And so when military working dogs were retired, they used to be euthanized because they were classified as equipment. And so Robbie's law, it was too big of a liability for the government to adopt them out or let them out like a machine gun or something like that. They treated them like equipment. And then in 2000, the Clinton administration enacted Robbie's law, which kept them from being euthanized, but allowed them to be adopted out to government organizations like local PD, sheriff's departments, NGOs, stuff like that.
Well, hang on a minute. I don't want some PTSD-ridden Iraqi dog policing my small town. Hang on a goddamn minute. We'll take care of the vets, but maybe not all of them. I got bites. He's got titanium teeth.
That's not pets.
It's funny you bring that up, because early days of YouTube, I actually worked with Blumenthal's office on my channel to promote the Canine Members of the Armed Forces Act, because essentially what we were doing, we were pushing for treating military working dogs as servicemen and women, because they already rank them higher than their handlers. And so giving them veteran benefits after they're retired so that they could live out, their golden years or whatever. And here we are today. They're able to be adopted out by certain people who qualify. They go through Lackland. But some, like you say, suffer from PTSD, and some of them are just top of the top. They're the highest drive dogs out there, and they're not really pets, as Kyle can attest to. They're very...
he bit me, right?
Yeah.
He died last year. Late last year.
God.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Rest in peace, Dak.
Dak.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm trying to attack this problem, and it's like, what is the value here to the end user and to the brand or the creator, which is the Warrior Dog Foundation? How do I build a more meaningful relationship between them and cut out all these middlemen that I can to at least increase the value exchange here? And so I've built a complete tech stack from the ground up. And I don't know what the second or downstream effects of this are going to be, what people are going to build on top of it. But in the collars of the dogs, I put QR codes, NFC, and RFID. And then I put like 60 cameras all throughout the facility, inside the kennels, where they sleep, where they eat, where they get bathed, where they play, all these different things. And then readers So as the dogs go throughout their day with the handlers and stuff like that, it triggers events and it curates a media feed for them. So you can sponsor one dog, you can sponsor 3 dogs, or all the dogs. And so it's meant to build a more meaningful relationship between the organization and the end user without the organization having to hire a bunch of social media people, and scale that in a way that helps, reduce overhead in some way, shape, or form. Also, not throwing mud at St. Jude or anything like that, but you might get a mailer at Christmas or a blanket or something like that. That's not really an efficient way of marketing and providing value. I think just here's my money, thanks for the blanket, or whatever. So for the dogs, I'm like, now you get a voyeuristic, intimate relationship with the thing you're actually supporting. And then that helps the organization reduce the churn and increase the lifetime value of that customer too. And so this whole tech stack, I'm like, I'm going to just build it and then give it away for people to build on top of, but I got to build these use cases. So this is the first one. Then the second one, and maybe third, I was thinking coffee company. So you'll quite literally see your coffee growing on the plant, being harvested, being washed, roasted, shipped, not stock footage, your actual coffee using the QRs and timestamps and the footage. But then this is where it gets crazy. Everything I like to do, I like to escalate to the the next level. So it at least gets on people's radar in a way that really makes people have difficult conversations. So maybe somebody like Vital Farms, there's a lot of, like, one of my neighbors is a CEO of Vital Farms, a founder, putting RFIDs on the chickens' legs. So you see at the regenerative agriculture farms that they have, the chickens roaming around in their nesting boxes, extreme
slaughtered.
So
Eating one another.
So it's funny you say that. That's the next one. So the Kansas City Cattle Company, food waste is a massive problem in the US. And so my goal with this is to, if somebody is thinking about throwing half of their steak away, give them pause, knowing that they'll be able to see the calving process through the lights going out on their steak and the butchering process of it, the entire supply chain. And so
we're going to have to get a guy who's like camera ready to put the rod in their head, though, right? Like, we can't just have Big Jim there. He laughs every time. He loves
automated. You don't even have to have a cameraman. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's almost like all the cameras are.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Maybe I pay a small fee and I get to, with my mouse, control the rod gun myself.
I am implementing. So with the Warrior Dog Foundation, I am going to do. Like, it's hard because I just kind of got back into like the hardware hacking side of things. So like I'm trying to build a treat dispenser, like a Furbo or something that people can donate and dispense treats. Maybe we figure something out with the rod.
Have you thought about like the applications
always keep skinny
of like
calves in that room?
Have you thought about the application maybe at like a homeless shelter for this? Like, I would donate to the homeless if I could have footage and like see what just so I can see what they're doing. Like,
this is Roscoe.
Now.
He's an 82-year-old.
So, Kyle, I know you're similar to me in that you would never in a million years donate to a homeless person ever. But if you can see kind of what he's up to late at night near the train tracks, you can follow around Roscoe. You can see what Roscoe's up to. Roscoe had a little run-in with, the king of the tracks or whatever it happens at night.
Big Jim.
Like, these are things we don't know. I don't even know how to
this
make
guy
it up.
dropped $20 on mushrooms
when he's not putting the cows down with a rod. He's out there on the tracks messing with the hobos.
It's like Twitch, but like I get to donate to give him his drug of choice. Keep him active.
You can
Zach says only fangirls, and that's like that legit. Like, that's why I'm doing this open. Is like, if people want to fork or build on top of it, have at it, because I think that
I got it.
I'm even building a generative art application without Rails. So
we'll come up with a way to make it meaner.
If you can come up with a way to specifically, from a simple, affordable-ish bot, the $1,000 or less, that I can then, as a user in my home, control and manipulate an arm that's in on camera, because then you could make it weird, right? You could have. I know there are guys who are like feeders. They like to feed fat chicks and make them fatter and fatter. Imagine if with your mouse you could scoop up some ice cream and put it in her mouth for like a couple bucks, couple.
Did that reality show do that with a paintball gun?
Where you
At
could
one
shoot
point?
people with a paintball gun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Oh, there was some kind of it was for a video game. I remember what you're talking about. They did a maybe it's something different, but around the time we were making videos, maybe Rage or some video game did a promo where like users could click and shoot a real machine gun at like a car in the desert or something. I remember something like that
Icy.
happening. That's
I have no memory.
that's
of that.
actually not a bad idea either. If you can control a gun from, that might have some.
We'll give you control of this Reaper.
That's the future. That would be the best because I feel like we don't have our. I'm sure the guys controlling the drones are really good at it. But dude, you've seen Twitch. There's some gamers out there.
Kyle,
Like-
have you seen The Last Starfighter, the movie?
Of course I have. It's
This is the
exactly what I'm
plot.
talking about.
Yeah. For people who haven't, there was a movie in the 1980s, and this is back when video games were like consoles you stood in front of at like restaurants and arcades. It turned out this one game in particular wasn't just a random game. It was put there by aliens to select the best pilot on Earth.
The galaxy.
The galaxy.
The galaxy.
Whatever. Yeah. So
These
so
machines are on planets everywhere.
these machines are all over the universe, galaxy. I don't know. And they're getting people from all these different, I don't know, races, species. I get them mixed up a little bit, but like humans and non-humans and whatever.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
one guy, a teenager from like Missouri or something, was just really good at this video game. So the aliens came down, trained him up, put him in a spaceship, and I forget something. They all got
what
wiped
it
out
is-
except him. So he
They're
became
put-
the last
They
starfighter.
put him in like the super duper prototype. Like we got
they?
one of these bitches, and you don't even know. It's like it's the F-22 Raptor of space, and everybody else is in 3rd gen MiGs. It's a bad day for the enemy team because he's got like a rotating cockpit where like the sort of structure of the
like the
craft stays the
underbelly
same,
gun,
but the whole cockpit like rotates so that he can like turn around and shoot behind him, and like he's got a co-pilot who's like a weird like doo-doo faced alien guy.
I never
It's
saw
cool.
it. Is it virtual that he's playing? And he's playing a game?
So it starts off and he's at a console outside his trailer park, and he's like new high score. They come down and kidnap him, and they put him in a real spacecraft. But then shit goes wrong. Enemy takes out the whole starbase, and now it's just him and his co-pilot, and they got to take on the whole evil galactic empire.
Wait, is
with
that
this-
South Park episode with Kenny playing the video game? I had no idea that was like referencing a movie.
Well,
It's
there's
kinda
Ender's
similar.
Game as well.
Ender's Game is really cool. I read the book and then I watched the movie. I like that concept. Is like, I don't know, it's a Twilight Zone episode. It probably could have been that instead of a whole movie.
I like the reality. Do you guys remember Beyond? He was a very good Call of Duty player, and the 3 was the E was
Yeah, actually, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
like early on, it was like Hutch, Blame Truth, and Beyond was like one of them. He was very, very good at video games. Anyway, he left and started flying drones for the Navy, and I'm like, they don't know what they got with this guy. He is really good, and I think he was a better drone pilot than his peers.
I just wish that Summit would be like, all right, guys, today's stream sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. We're going to be taking control of this Reaper drone. I'm told we're at, what's the latitude, longitude? Yeah, right above Pakistan right now. They have no idea we're here. Well, if they're watching the stream, they did no stream snipe in Pakistan. We actually disabled the stream in their country. So fuck
There's
you,
a light
Pakistan.
bulb
Here we
going
go.
I'm going to ask everyone to refrain from using text to speech for the next few minutes. This is top secret. Please.
Dude, we could
All right,
really
donos in the
this
chat
way.
if you want me to take out the nuclear centrifuge. Like,
Some guys just leaving like R. Just like where they say the letters over and over.
They take out the nuclear centrifuge. Fucking
Seven,
Poggers in the
seven,
chat.
seven,
Poggers in the chat.
Do
Are
it.
you
I don't
wearing
know.
a robe?
I am. Yeah.
Have you been wearing the robe all show? Or did you come back with the robe?
No, I've been wearing the robe the whole time.
That's pretty Hugh Hefner of you.
I mean, I decided there's a new type of guy I want to be, a guy who wears a robe. So I thought about getting a pipe also.
Corn
But-
cob, I hope.
I've tried pipes before. They don't taste good and you get little bits of the tobacco in your mouth. I don't like it. But robes, whew. Like the real thing is there has been a wrapped robe in this, like this office has like some storage stuff in it. And this I got for Christmas 2019, and it was still wrapped up and it looks so soft and nice. I just walked in today and was like, I've been looking at that for so long. Just be a robe man, like pull the trigger on it. And so I did. And I'm loving it so far.
No
it's
looking back.
soft, it's comfortable. What?
No looking back.
There's no looking back. When you're a robe man, I can't wait until like I'm just gonna have it hanging outside my shower now. When I finish showering, no underwear, no pajama pants, no t-shirt, robe, and then I go on my morning jog through the neighborhood.
The least believable part of all of that
is the jog. Yeah. All right. Fine. Well, then I go get my mail with the tie undone. Whatever is believable.
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, robes are great. You should definitely invest in robes. And that is investment advice. To invest in robes because they're soft.
They only appreciate and value used robes.
The used robe market. Look at this economy. It's going gangbusters. Everybody, it's like, it's all the idiots are in crypto and NFTs. Used robes,
dude.
I still don't get NFTs, I don't want to ask someone else who comes on again about it because I'm gonna go, oh, okay, and then afterward I'm still not gonna. Here's
what matters, Taylor. Here's what matters.
It's a scam, right?
You've seen they've got those little pictures of like lions with hats and shit, and they have
ugly apes.
They're worth a lot of money because they're the only ones who can have it, right?
They're mostly like monkeys or like 8-bit,
whatever, you know,
zombies.
But you understand that part, right?
Yeah.
Because only they can use it. Right, you understand that as well.
But I don't understand how that's
no.
So only they own it.
I have cracked that fucking code.
But I've right-clicked all of them.
So Zach, would you find like a very expensive NFT and show us a picture of it? Maybe like one we know the numeric value for. Like oh, this is a $1 million one or this is a $2 million one. Could you show us something like that?
Is this a way for rich people to launder money?
Well,
like art?
So you think that, but that's just.
I mean, it's literally just taking the art money laundering thing and making the art worse, right?
Okay, perfect. What's the value of black dude with backwards cap?
That can't be 10 million. That can't be true. The hat's not even.
No. He's absolutely right, and it's worth every penny because only the owner can use that. But look, Taylor, I will do a thing for you.
We just used it.
$25. I will draw that for you. It will be an exact copy, and I will give it to you. Only you can use this.
Really?
Only you. Yes.
That's really generous of you. You know what? Make it an even 30.
You know, the standard is 30. So I appreciate you stepping things up. Yep, that was a discount that I was providing to you.
Well, what the fuck? Wait, Kyle, do you actually understand it?
I just explained it to you.
No, but like I understand what you just said, that you pay and then you're the only one who's authorized to use an image. But what is the incentive of an individual to ever purchase this from you at that price? Like in the same way, like what's the incentive to buy a piece of art that sold for $30 million but is shitty?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, Taylor,
you don't get it.
I think it's definitely a scam.
I think it's also a scam. I think that there are a lot of really smart people making NFTs right now.
It's the thing where I draw the pictures because I don't even draw them. I just take the money and block the people.
It is
don't even take the time. It would be so easy.
Obviously, like not a Ponzi scheme because that involves many layers. Just I don't know, snake oil. So obviously worthless things that you just hope someone else pays more for your worthless thing than you did. Yeah, and the bottom is going to fall out. It's the Denmark tulip market or whatever that was, the Dutch tulips. And everyone who tries to convince you otherwise doesn't have the words to explain why.
Or they're selling NFTs.
Now, I'm willing to accept that maybe I am too, and always, like, I'm willing to accept that I am too stupid to understand the value of this. I saw someone, I was scrolling Reddit, and someone posted a conversation they'd had on Tinder with a woman. And she was like, what do you do for a living? It just says finance, but that's just like saying I'm an accountant. Like, what the fuck do you actually do? And he's like, well, he works for a bank refinancing homes. Like, I guess he's the guy who like does it for you. And she's like, see, you're just putting words together right now. Like, what? You look at houses and decide what they're worth? And he's like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a stripper. This is a situation where she's not smart enough to understand the words he's saying. He literally needs to dumb it down and explain it like it's fine, because she doesn't know what the word refinance a home or the phrase refinance a home even means. She doesn't know what refinance means. She doesn't get it.
There's no entry point.
The concept of a mortgage and then refinancing. None of that's ever
mortgage. Very heady
foreign language to her. It just is. And like maybe that's happening here with NFTs. Maybe when someone explains it to me, I'm sitting there like, yeah, you're just saying words right now. Like what? You figure out what pictures cost, and they're sitting there like, he's never gonna get it. This is why I make millions on NFTs and he doesn't, and he's on EFTs.
It seems like it seems like the people making huge amounts of money are the people selling these and like making them. But
who's the buyers? Who's going to rebuy the sellers are fools, Taylor. Don't they know that they were the only ones who could have used that image?
Kyle,
they had them all.
It doesn't make sense. Like Woody, let's say
tell anyone.
Let's say I'm a popular.
Why did the people who invented these things tell anyone? They had them all.
You stole the words out of my mouth. It'd be like
they could have owned the whole industry. Everyone would have been like, you know, the guy who has every NFT? Yeah, he invented them, so he has every one of them. Wow, he was so smart. That didn't happen. This isn't electricity.
It's because until people start buying it, it's just a picture in a folder. And so, yeah, a ton of people are going to be caught holding the bag. But again, the same as these poo coins.
But again, coming full circle, I'm fully willing to accept that I may just be too stupid to understand why they are valuable.
It just seems so dumb. Who's going to buy it? It's not good. Like you just hit the nail on the head 1,000,000%. Kyle, you find all the NFTs, these inherently valuable things, and you have all of them for yourself. Like if I have all the most valuable NFTs and I go, Kyle, I'll sell you this for $100,000 in a few years, it's going to be worth millions. Isn't it kind of suspect that I don't want to keep these hundreds of millions of dollars of ill-gotten gains for myself? It's because I'm scamming you. It's because I am ripping you off. It's because you, if you buy that from me, are the same person who would walk up to a fucking oil cart in 1796 and ask for something to cure their cholera. And then he'd give you a happen apple core, pureed, and then he'd be in the next town by the time you figured it out, and you would be like, never again. Like, no, like maybe I'm 100% wrong, but this NFT shit, it stinks. And even when we had a guest on who explained it to us, but he also had explained crypto to us. And when he explained crypto to us, it made sense. This was years ago, initially, when we asked him about it. I don't recall the guy's name, but he's kind of an expert. And it was like, okay.
Too, right?
Yeah. Doug Polk, that's who it is. Thank you. But he explained crypto to us, and I remember joking, mostly at the end of the episode, I still don't get it, but it makes sense. This does not make any sense. It does zero sense is to be had in this whole thing. Why are they all zombies and monkeys? There's so many things to make pictures of, and they're every single one I've seen. 80% monkeys, 20% zombies, and that's all I've seen.
Every so often, I see a famous meme sold. I hope I can describe it. The girl's young. She has short blonde hair. She's in the foreground. In the background, there's a house that's on fire. Do you know this meme? Maybe Zach can find it. I saw that NFT sold for some stupid amount of money. I don't know how much. It seemed like it was millions. And I was like, who sold it and why did they have it? I'd like
Can I ask you this, Woody? Here's something I'm not clear on. Where is the NFT registry?
I don't know.
Because and this is, I'm being honest, I'm not even joking around anymore. For you to tell me
that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, for you to tell me that I can't use the pixelated shitty version of this for my business or for transactions, however the fuck that works. Someone would need to there would need to be a registry somewhere where they had a list of names and pictures of silly shit next to the names. They'd be like, hang on, let me Google. Okay, clown with a dick up its ass. That's Taylor's. All right. Taylor, did someone use clown with dick up its ass? Yes, they did. They
once again, no.
But wait, you keep saying that other people can't use it. I think they can. Other people can use the images you own. It's not a copyright. It's just a flex that you own the NFT.
What does that mean to own it?
I don't know.
Here's one, Woody. Here's one.
It means we all agree.
Remember that monkey we saw earlier that was $10 million? I own that.
When you own, what it means to own the NFT is that you're walking away with a handful of magic beans, excited for your next adventure.
Bullshit, Taylor. Bullshit. You're walking away with an empty hand, and you're saying, I have magic beans in my hand, and they're saying you have nothing in your hand.
You have a
like,
picture
no,
of a
I have
monkey."
beans. I have beans that you can't see, and they're magical, and only I have them.
Yeah, and you can't see. Yeah, you're right.
But
It's
here's
even
the
dumber
funny
than not
thing.
me.
All you have to do to anyone who looks at you and says, I have invisible magic beans, you can just say, mine are better. I've got a double fucking handful.
Oh, did you notice my
radioactive magic beans?
My invisible wheelbarrow full of beans? Or this huge convoy? Bring it in, boys! Pretending to have trucks and fucking cargo freight. Yeah.
And look, if you could go into the court of law and you could argue that someone look, ownership implies that someone else can't fucking do stuff with it. That's what ownership means. I own this. You can't fucking come take this from me. If you did, I would call the police and they would come talk to you about it. And because it's only like $85, there'd probably be nothing done. But like,
and then because you're a felon, I'll like say that you spit on me and they'll take you away. And I will hold back the charges if he lets me get another goddamn hit from his vape. You know,
but you know what I mean? Like you cannot come take something that I own, and you can't trespass in a place that I own. There's all sorts of laws that say so. I don't understand how you can say you own an NFT if I can do whatever the fuck I want with it.
I don't get it either.
If I can
get the pride of having paid for it.
Woody, you own your house. Woody, you own your house. If I come there, you can murder me. You can kill me in your fucking living room because I've intruded.
Right.
I can't sell your house. I can't say, hey, that house over there is mine.
But
give me some money. All right, move on in. Those people, I don't know who they are. Get them out of there.
You could sell a photo of his house.
None of these things work.
Could you sell an NFT of his house?
I could sell photos of your house, just like I can.
Dude, you should. You could make some. I wonder if any idiots would buy them.
Y'all want
NFT to the photos of my house.
Actually, just send
Kyle's
Woody
iPhone.
All you got to do probably is like send Woody a package that's got a Polaroid camera in it and return postage.
New Polaroid for Woody.
I just putting them on a shelf. Look, you don't say anything. You just start stacking them up behind you.
Send it. I'll make a video of the fire.
Let me break this down for you. There are these things called CryptoPunks. They came out years ago. Do you know what an NFT is?
Sure. A non-fungible token is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable.
Why are your eyes pointing down?
They can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, or other types of digital files.
Jesus, Woody's very important. Woody, maybe you should lead this conversation.
Oh, no, man. No. Doug's funny.
Well, so break it down for us.
So basically, these are pieces of artwork. They're pictures essentially stored on the blockchain, and you can verify that you own that picture. Obviously, it does not come with real legal rights. You can't sue people for putting your picture as their profile or whatever. Let me show you this guy. I'll put this in the chat. This bad boy is, I think, the largest one that has been sold to date. It sold for, I think, $8 million.
What?
And what you get to have that picture. Yeah. Well, I mean, people could use it too if they want, but you get to, yeah, there you go.
Is this like a way to launder money?
I don't know. Why does everyone say that? The answer is no, but but that response is so common that
it's because people are trained from like the art world where they're like, oh, they bought this bullshit for 10 million, and it's because that's the way they launder money through art. So
I would argue that this picture at 8 million was one of the best investments that anyone has made this year. It is a complete steal. This person is going to make ungodly amounts of money. It was just an amazing play, basically.
Amazing.
Can you explain
sure,
why?
he's making money, but that picture is ordinary.
Sure, it's what it represents. So, okay, let's just say this: artwork is stupid, just in general. So what gives artwork meaning is what it represents, and these NFTs are one of the first NFTs, and they're the most popular NFTs, and they came out a long time ago. So it's not like someone was trying to capitalize on a current trend. And they've slowly gone up in value from being worth $100 to being worth, this was probably worth, I don't know, 100 million, whatever it is. They've just slowly kind of gone up in value over time organically. And if you own one of these, there's only ever going to be 10,000 of them, and they all have different traits. So some have. So there's aliens. That's the one I showed you. Is an alien. There's aliens. There's apes. There's zombies, and then there's humans. And basically, the traits to sort of define the value. And there's a marketplace, and people trade them. There's 10,000 of these in existence. The cheapest one you can possibly buy is $145,000.
And when do you get the money back from this investment? Like, I don't understand that transactional part where you're.
It's like buying a house. You buy a house, you have the house, and you're thinking, well, when do I get my money back? If you sell your house, you own the house.
I can live in a house. What do I do with that car?
It's not even cool.
What you're doing is you're buying something, hoping that someone else wants it even more than you, that someone else will pay more.
Yeah, I think I'm the dumb one in the room, but I have no idea what that cartoon does or what I would do with that cartoon.
I think that there are a lot of people that think this is one of the coolest possible things you could own in cryptocurrency, basically. The one I just showed you. It's probably around the coolest thing you could possibly own.
But to me, what it does is become worth more tomorrow, right? I will buy a plain black pixel if you tell me that I can sell it for a profit tomorrow. That's what they're doing, right?
Not necessarily. Let's say, for example, in general, sure. But let me give you an example, right? Mm-hmm. Elon Musk loves to flex on people. We've seen it plenty. Let's say Elon decides, I want to be involved in NFTs. I love crypto. I've been invested in Bitcoin a while, and I want something that really means something about my involvement in this space that means something to me. Oh, I want to own the best NFT or the most expensive NFT. I'm going to buy this thing for 125 million or whatever if he bought it. Let's just say hypothetically. Mm-hmm. Well, now that thing is never going back on the market ever. That thing is done. Maybe one day when he dies, someone else will. But unless he decides to sell it, if he feels passionate about it, he doesn't have to sell. He has so much money. Who cares, right? And that's why when we see a lot of this artwork that goes up for sale that museums buy, it goes for astronomical numbers, and then it never comes back. It's never available again. No one's getting the Da Vinci back. It's going to stay in the museum until the end of time. They're never going to sell that. They're never going to let it go. So basically, like the point that I'm making is that it's not even necessarily to make money. It could be, and a lot of people do that, but there's a limited number of these. There were only 9 aliens, and this is debatably the coolest alien. If someone like Elon Musk buys this, you will never see that again. You'll never have a chance to own it.
Richard, your jobs are always fascinating, right? You're like, oh yeah, I've got this like multi-million-dollar coffee enterprise cooking over here. It's about to go viral, and I've got this like, I don't know, Discovery Channel series. What's cooking? What's new since the last time? Did anything hit big? Miss?
We'll talk about work first then, and then just remind me of hits and misses. Things are great, man. Like Rated Red with Complex and everything. That's what I do here in Nashville. Is doing really well. I'm like, it's weird because I think the last time we talked, I was kind of like uncertain of like, you know, there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of ways a ship can go. And you really want to make sure that like, you know, if you're a part of something, everybody's kind of like aware of I don't know how to put this, but if there's anything I've learned over the years when it comes to digital media and everything, it's like, just don't burn your audience, right? Like you can do things here and there and everything, but just don't lie. Don't try to be something that you're not necessarily, or don't patronize people. You might get success really quick by doing that, but the long term is going to be non-existent. It'll be very short lived. And so like a good example would be like gun bunnies or something like that in the firearms industry. Yeah, it's fun to look at for like, you know, a few days or something like that. It might get you a lot of Instagram likes or followers and stuff, but what's the long term on that? So it was like, I really wanted to make sure that we did things that people could kind of hang their hats on and be proud of. And it's hard to do when you're doing like 6 to 10 videos a day and everything. And I can't in no way, shape or form take credit for all the great stuff going on, but you know, like to, you know, being part of that and being able to choose things here and there and some of the directions and the ways we incorporate stuff is just, it's awesome.
What are we talking about? You have a YouTube channel?
This is Rated Red.
Videos a day? Rated Red?
Yeah, this Rated Red. Yeah. So that's what I came to Nashville to be executive producer on. And so we're doing about 80 to 100 million views a month, mostly on Facebook and everything. And we cover everything from firearm stuff in our Guns of the Week to automotive. I went to Ford and did some stuff on their RS and drifting. Ford let me go to the Utah Motorsports campus, and their $500,000 supercar, the GT, were like, take it out, hot laps. We programmed a 3-hour drive through the mountains. Have fun. And they brought like their Le Mans driver out and to give me lessons and stuff. And I'm like going 150 miles per hour on this thing, and they're like constantly pushing me. They're like, faster, faster, don't brake, don't brake, don't brake. And I'm like, I have to brake. I'm so sorry. I have to brake. Just like I'm not used to it. And I felt so I don't know. I felt like, it's weird, but I felt bad being there because I'm like, there's so more deserving people in the world that should be in this position driving this car, but I'm so grateful. It's so much fun. And then I took a red eye to New York or to Boston, and I drove up to New Hampshire, and I went to rally school for 4 days, and we just get to do all kinds of cool content with them. Still doing stuff with Full Mag, just not as frequent because of the whole adpocalypse thing, which I'd be curious to hear y'all's thoughts on potential solutions. But like I just did a thing with the Air Force that I'm gonna have go up next Tuesday, where I did a wingsuit jump out the bomb bay doors of a B-17. And then
that's really cool.
Then we did like a proximity flyby of the American flag with my buddy flying it under canopy and everything. That was terrifying, super scary, but it's all good stuff. And then the coffee company, I stepped into the marketing role there, and really doubling down on the analytics and everything, and really trying to draw lines between causation, correlation, and everything else, and how to scale things up from there outside of just the organic social reach. And it's all fun. It's all fascinating. It's
seem like full-time jobs. Like
they are.
It can't be that you're giving them all the attention they need.
So here's the thing. I feel like I don't know my personality type or what, but I feel like if I am left to my own devices where I focus on one thing, I'll crush it. Like not in a good way, I'll kill it. Like just squeeze it to death because I'm just OCD. I think stepping outside of the box on a regular basis allows me to look at things objectively, so that I don't have time to focus on things that may not be relevant. And a good example of that is I used to pick college football, and I would never actually bet money on it. I would do like the ESPN Dr. Pepper challenges and stuff along those lines, and I was exceptionally well at it. But the second somebody tried gambling on it, or I went to gamble on it, I started overanalyzing it and looking at things that just were not really things I should be looking at. And I feel like it's the same way. I think a lot of people can get bogged down into distractions, or what we like to call squirrels. Somebody comes in the room and releases a squirrel, and you get distracted, and it's like before you know it, the end of the day has already come and gone. We also call those people idea fairies, because they just gonna you say this is what we need to do or whatever, and then somebody chimes in, hey, I got an idea, and then before you know it, there's like a lot of other people. This kind of forces me to be more managed with my time and how I allocate things. Unfortunately, it means I say no a lot to opportunities and things along those lines, but I definitely prioritize things. And it's really good. I think they all complement themselves really well too, where it's like, the coffee company works well with Rated Red and vice versa, and Full Mag. It's just a really, really good, like, perfect storm right now.
That's true. You wouldn't want to sell like your own brand of sleepy time tea or something. Like you need coffee or energy or some pill that's like no more fear of heights. That would sell for you, because I'd buy some. I'd give it. I'd let you send me some. But that's a good idea for you as well.
I mean, I think PKA needs maybe to transition into the weight loss arena with some products, right? I just feel like we got like hundreds of thousands of people listening to us losing weight. Like, what if PKA had a pill we could sell that worked? Of course.
Why don't we make our own sort of like supplement? Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be ours. What can ours be called? Leave a comment about that.
We
If you have a
should
good
just
idea for our
rip it off,
PKA
like, that's
brand.
PKANT, and see if anyone notices.
Can't.
It's just a Joe Rogan copy, but we changed.
Oh, I know, but we like what all those supplements. It's my understanding like are the same, right? Because it's just whey protein or casein or something like that in a big jar, and you can put a different label on it.
That's what we do. Yeah, sure. We need our own brand of protein powder for sure.
I just look at it at like everything very mathematically in a lot of ways where, for example, you take T-shirts and like I don't want to bore anyone, so please feel free to jump in at any time. But you look at the known size of a market, right? So what's the potential for something if you're wanting to sell something? What's your demographic reach? And then realistically, what do you think you can take of that market share organically and by advertising? How many middlemen are you going to have in that supply, either manufacturing, logistics, and things along those lines? And at the end of the day, if you're not seeing a significant margin for one, then it's just going to be a distraction. So you should probably focus on something that's either going to bring you more money or allow you to or not do it so you have more time with your family or friends or something along those lines, and prioritize those things for sure, because like you can spend. How many people sell T-shirts right now? It's a very saturated market to some extent, right? And so if you're only getting like a $2 margin on it, is it really worth your time, or is it just an ego thing to say, hey, I got this shirt with my name on it?
You gotta go full Kanye, right? Sell like $1,000 plain white T-shirts.
Yeah. How many people are buying those though? Like I'd like to know the like profitability of that version of Kanye Enterprises or whatever the fuck. Like is that just something? Is that a lost leader? Is that something he's putting out there so he can add like fashion designer and like fashion mogul to his credentials? And that's why it's valuable to him? Or is that a successful fashion line and there are just fucking morons out there spending thousands of dollars on something that's worth
for sure
pennies?
I saw his shoes and
but you need a lot of morons to deal with the advertising cost and the production and everything, because where's it even being made? All I know is I've seen those images of his shirts and stuff, and oftentimes the people wearing them look homeless. It'll be like a shirt that's 8 times too big with a neck hole that's 4 times too big, like hanging off you diagonally. You look like a peasant from the Middle Ages.
It seems like it's a lazy way to like just be like, oh yeah, the style is big, poorly shaped crew necks and ill-fitting tees.
Looks like Robe Stark's
that don't
underwear.
Quite go far down enough. And it's like, well, that's a stupid style. Well, no, it's really cheap, and so that's the style. And so I'll let my picture get taken in my goofy ass T-shirt every once in a while. I think with Kanye, I don't know shit about this, or I've never bought one of his shirts, but he seems like the kind of guy where he would just keep something like that, present, so that he can keep fashion mogul as like a little tag at the end of his title.
Yep.